Hi folks, welcome back to Whiskey and Watches with Nick. Actually tonight it's Whiskey, Watches, and the Dishwasher with Nick. Sorry about that. I was going to postpone the filming of Glenlivet 12, and then I thought, what the hell with it. We're going to do this, dishwasher and all. Wrist check tonight is Orient Mako 2, hard to beat fave. The question is Glenlivet 12 a hard-to-beat fave? The answer up front, no. It would not be hard to beat at all. That said, this is a really pleasant and deservedly popular whiskey. Glenlivet's been in business for officially about 100 years, doing it God knows how long, sub rosa for, well, God knows how long. They are a Speyside, and they're pretty, I would say, typical of what we expect from Speyside whiskeys. Not quite as interesting or as pretty as a Glenfiddich, but just nice, Well, heck, let's just jump into the nose. Well, let's start with the color. Medium amber, nothing special going on here. Some orchard fruit, maybe a ripe orchard fruit. Apples, pears, possibly. Shocking, I know, for a Speyside. A little bit of nondescript citrus, orange, lemon. But then what's cool is that on every other or every third nose, I almost get like these wafting streams of like a strawberry cream almost, or like a strawberry candy, something really sweet and pleasant. Not like bourbony sweet, not cherry, not cola, not syrup, Speyside sweet, but like in strawberries, which is kind of cool. So not the most overwhelmingly complex nose, but an enjoyable one, a legitimately enjoyable one. Okay, kind of like a little malty vanilla like you'd expect. The citrus from the nose carries over on the palate in almost like a citrus zest or rind way. Slightly more bitter, not unpleasantly so. There might be some kind of generic stone fruit in there. On the nose, the citrus was generic. Now on the palate, the stone fruit's generic. Interpret that as you will. I want to smell that strawberry. I want to smell that strawberry in there some more, and I want it on the palate. It's kind of there, it's kind of not. There is something sweet, something fruity on the finish. It's nice, or on the palate, excuse me. On the finish, it's actually fairly woody, not unpleasantly tannic. And not overly drying or puckering, fairly neutral dry finish, I would say. As always, reading what my fellow whiskey reviewers have to say, and Josh at Whiskey Jug was like, hey, it's boring. All right, fair enough. I think he also made the remark that this would be a way to introduce people to Scotch, and I just kind of disagree, The logic is that you introduce a non-Scotch drinker to Scotch with Speysides because they are frankly far more approachable than many Highlands, and certainly than most of the Islas, which are near and dear here. And that logic is not wrong, it's sound, but I would just question, using a Glenlivet or a Glenfiddich 12 to introduce to break in a non-Scotch drinker. Why not just start where I personally started, quite productively, with inexpensive blends. I started my Scotch journey with a bottle of Dewar's White Label, with a bottle of Grant's, with a bottle of Cuddy Sark, a bottle of J&B, a bottle of Grouse. And the only one that I don't go back to is Grouse, because to me it's an incredibly dull whiskey. But the rest are all good. They're all worth going back to when you just want something casual. You don't feel like being challenged by a whiskey. So as they're good for a return journey for someone who's more into whiskey, they are equally good for as an introductory lesson for someone who's new to it. So with all due respect to all of the frankly more experienced and better whiskey reviewers out there than me who say, oh, start your noobs with Speyside single malts. Start your noobs with Speyside heavy or Speyside forward blends. Back to the Glenlivet. Pardon the digression. Hey, it's a YouTube channel. We're drinking. What the hell? Yeah, a nice whiskey. Obviously, I'm getting this review done at the tail end of the bottle. I have not raced through this bottle. It did not disappear in a time warp like my bottle of Knob Creek and I did last week. But I've enjoyed it. You know, I've taken my time with it, enjoyed it. Kind of given up looking for things that aren't there, and just willing to appreciate it for what it is, which is a nice, gentle, none too challenging, but obviously very nicely made Speyside single malt, which deserves the mass attention that it gets, because I can see how it appeals to a mass audience. Hey, thank you for spending the last 6.5 minutes with me. As always, I really appreciate it. Love being here with you, love sharing whiskey and watches with you. Take care, stay well, stay happy, drink whiskey, love watches. See you next time.